Rich people do not take cheaper vacations. They take smarter ones, and that difference can save thousands of dollars. Most people book vacations emotionally. Rich people plan them strategically. They still enjoy comfort, beauty, and great experiences, but they refuse to waste money on invisible mistakes. In this video, you will learn their vacation planning system. Not to look rich, to travel better, and to come home without financial regret. Let's break it down. First, rich people decide the purpose of the trip. Is it rest, adventure, family time, or status? Because every purpose creates a different budget. A relaxing beach trip needs fewer activities. A city trip needs more money for movement. A family vacation needs backup money for surprises. A luxury trip needs clear limits before temptation starts. Poor planning asks, where do I want to go? Smart planning asks, what do I want this trip to do for me? That one question protects your money. Second, rich people choose the budget before the destination. Most people choose Paris, then panic. Or they choose Bali, then forget flights. Rich people start with the total number, then they build the trip inside that number. They separate the budget into 5 categories: transportation, lodging, food, experiences, and buffer. The buffer is where most people fail. Rich people expect problems, so problems do not become emergencies. Third, they calculate the true cost per day. A hotel can look affordable until you divide the whole trip. Flights, taxis, tips, food, taxes, and activities all count. Rich people do not ask, can I afford the room? They ask, can I afford the whole day? That keeps the vacation realistic. Fourth, they avoid peak dates when possible. Same beach, same ocean, half the price. Wealthy travelers understand timing. They travel during shoulder seasons. Not because they are cheap, because they want better value. Fewer crowds mean better service. Better service creates a better trip, and the same money goes much further. Fifth, rich people book around value, not ego. They do not need the most famous hotel. They need the right location, comfort, and experience. A cheaper hotel far away can be expensive because transportation steals time and money. Smart travelers pay for convenience when it saves more. They compare the total experience, not the nightly rate. This is how they think. Price is what you pay. Value is what you keep. Sixth, they use points with a plan. Points are not magic. They are tools. Rich people do not chase points blindly. They match points to real travel goals. They know which rewards actually matter. Free breakfast can beat a tiny room upgrade. Lounge access can save food costs at airports. Free bags can save a family hundreds. The best reward is the one you were already going to use. That is disciplined travel. Seventh, they book flights with flexibility. One day earlier can change everything. Leaving Tuesday instead of Friday can save real money. Rich travelers check nearby airports. They compare direct flights with total fatigue. A cheap flight with 2 terrible layovers is not always smart. Time has a price too. Rich people protect their energy because they want to enjoy the first day, not recover from the journey. Eighth, they do not overpack the schedule. Overplanning turns a vacation into a job. Rich people leave space. Space for rest. Space for surprise. Space for better decisions. The goal is not to see everything. The goal is to enjoy what matters. Luxury is often less noise, not more activities. Ninth, they research food before arriving. Food can destroy a travel budget quietly. Rich people know where locals eat. They avoid tourist traps near major landmarks. They choose 1 or 2 special meals. Then they keep the rest simple. This makes the expensive moments feel special, instead of making every meal expensive. Wealthy planning creates contrast. Contrast makes memories stronger. 10th, they buy experiences, not clutter. Nobody remembers the 10th fridge magnet, but they remember the sunrise boat ride, the cooking class, the private walking tour, the quiet cafe that felt perfect. Rich people spend on moments with emotional return. They ask, will I remember this in 5 years? If the answer is no, they often skip it. That is not deprivation. That is focus. 11th, they protect themselves with insurance. Not every trip needs the same coverage. but expensive trips need protection. Cancellations, medical issues, lost bags, delays. These are boring until they happen. Smart money respects risk. 12th, they use a travel folder. Flights, hotel confirmations, passports, reservations. Everything is easy to find. Because confusion costs money. Missed check-ins can create fees. Wrong dates can create disasters. Rich people reduce friction before the trip begins. Preparation is a luxury you can create for free. 13th, they set a daily spending rhythm. Not every dollar needs to be tracked obsessively, but every day needs awareness. Morning check, evening check. Done. This keeps spending from drifting. 14th, they separate vacation money from normal money. This makes decisions easier. When the vacation account is empty, the answer is clear. No guilt, no confusion, just boundaries. 15th, they plan upgrades intentionally. Random upgrades are expensive. Intentional upgrades are powerful. Upgrade the thing you will feel most. For some people, that is the hotel bed. For others, it is a direct flight, or a private guide for one meaningful day. Rich people do not upgrade everything. They upgrade the bottleneck. That is how money buys real comfort. 16th, they avoid vacation debt. A trip is not relaxing if it follows you home. Rich people do not borrow from their future peace. They would rather take a smaller trip than take a bigger trip with stress attached. The richest vacation is the one you can enjoy fully. Before booking, ask these 3 questions. What is the purpose? What is the real daily cost? What is worth upgrading? Answer those, and your vacation gets smarter immediately. Travel rich without wasting money, and enjoy every minute.